of casting tonight as well. I'm going to get delirious by the end of it. But hopefully you're going to join me through that journey. Here comes the knife round, though, on Mirage. Oh, kioShiMa with the cheeky little knife and NBK flying. Channeling his inner eagle and just straight up wrecks. How is this happening? How in the actual hell are NaVi pulling this one back? I don't even. 3% on both of them, though. So they're both one click away from death. They play this smart. They should still have it, though, because MBK is a click away from death himself. Oops. This is kind of what I'm talking about. They should have gone in together. I can't believe I'm discussing knife tactics. Winner of this, of course, is going to want to go CT side. It's quite tense. Come on, you can do it. Shank him. Shank him. There we go. Zeus shanks him. And NaVi will win the knife round. I'm always really nervous. Bam. It'd be like next level if you could throw a weapon and it did damage, like 3% damage. You just like toss your pistol at somebody, smacks them in the forehead and kills them. Similar to getting hit off a flashbang or something. Thank him. I mean, I guess he could do that as well, but it's not going to win him the round. Good manners make you a nice person. They don't necessarily make you a winner, though. So here we go. Into the third map we move. All even. It has felt like one of the longest best of threes I've ever casted due to our earlier delays. But we are finally here. There has to be a winner. There can only be one. If someone can quote to me which movie that line's from, you get a special e-cookie, I guess, or a hug at LAN. Here comes MBK, though, and pretty much uncontested, just him versus flamie. Neither of the CTs had a chance because the smokes landed around the jungle area, so you can see that all those smokes just keeping them at bay. The bomb's been planted, the retake is coming in. They do have a defuse kit. And kioShiMa is there. On point once more. Guardian and Edward both chime in with frags, though. Surely there's not enough time here. Well, not enough players either, as kioShiMa goes in and picks up his third and fourth frags of the round and secures Team EnVyUs their pistol. I believe that could be their first pistol of this entire series. Not too sure. I have the memory of a goldfish, but I feel like NaVi have won the majority of the pistols at least. Jekba. He may not have been the first person that said Highlander, but he's the first person I saw. So you get an e-cookie, whatever that means. It'll probably be stale. So bomb drop back at spawn again, as I said. A pretty much declaration of intent from EnVyUs and no interest in rushing into any sites anytime soon. We'll be waiting back and hoping that NaVi go for the aggression, but that's a pretty close stack. That's the greatest circle you're ever going to see in your life, by the way. Artist skills of a 3-year-old. But a very close stack around Shadow. But it is Zeus who chimes in for the first kill. Oh, Edward almost was spoilt for choices. 2 players jumped up. I think he did catch Kenny. Hit him down to 30. Yes, why wouldn't we want to look at this ground? GoTV, thank you so much for that insightful camera angle. 10 out of 10. Would watch again. Let's jump on board with someone that's actually potentially in the action soon. And that's going to be MBK as he pushes through ramp. Meanwhile, Seized, was trying to be a nuisance in Palace, isn't going to get anything done. Zeus, who got the opening pick, has pulled himself back to the CT side. Him and Edward are both behind the toll booth. They're both taking damage, but it's flamie that comes in, lands himself a frag, and a second, and a third as well. And just like that, EnVyUs have been completely shreked in this round. And NaVi pick it up and do convert a couple of those pistols into AK-47s. So 2 AKs and a scout will be joined, I'm sure, with other weapons. And EnVyUs just got completely destroyed there. Here comes the fast push. Oh, no, they're slowing down a tiny bit. I thought this could be a full-on all-in rush from EnVyUs. They still could go for this if they choose, although MBK's still back at spawn. kioShiMa's there, looking for those smokes and flashes. They have spotted the arm of Siege just peeking round the corner. He's trying to relocate back onto the site. He's still somehow alive. The grenades are roaring on in. As kioShiMa's now one of the last hopes for Team EnVyUs, but not for long. And Edward is there. I'm pretty sure Guardian's invisible. Is he invisible? I feel like he is. I can't even switch to him. Just another day on GoTV. Can I even switch to Guardian? Let's have a look. I'll try and do it manually with my mouse. Yeah, after Zeus, you can hear me clicking there, right? Nope. It doesn't let me spec Guardian. Brilliant! I may have to restart after the half-time, or if we have a pause. Or we could just vac Guardian for using an invisibility hack, right? I mean, that's totally a thing. Bandcaster. Yep. I gave him the invisibility hacks. Nice frag from kioShiMa, though. Lands the dink and then finishes it off. The double tap from him. Did eat quite a bit of damage through the wooden panels, and now we move to Guardian. Look at him. Look at that sick movement. This isn't actually his movement, by the way. It's just GoTV derping severely. flamie with the spray control does do quite a bit of damage. That is horrendous. Guardian is going to pick himself up a few frags. Not that we could really see what was happening there. Okay, guys. I pose to you a question. Do I just quickly refresh right now and get back into the server and hopefully fix these problems? Or do we just let the terrorizing Ghost Guardian continue to wreck? You can see him there in the front. Just an AWP hanging in midair. It's the Invisible Man all over again. But the horror version. I just saw an AWP run into connector. It must be Guardian. I will refresh, sure. As soon as we get an eco round, I'll refresh quickly. I think we've had pretty much every single bug that I've ever seen in GoTV today in the space of 2 maps. Ooh, that grenade. Serious damage there. Guardian and flamie both picking up kills. Maniac is still alive. The problem is, though, that they're in no man's land right now. It's Zeus in a good position with that P90. And it's going to do the work. It's now 1v1. It's keniS up against C's. keniS has the AWP. If he misses that one opportunity, he probably will get sprayed down from C's. And judging from the position where C's is, he knows that keniS must be over towards jungle side, but he's still peeking around Tetris. And we'll get picked off. Let me have a quick look at the economy here. Is this going to be the eco from... No, it's not. So we'll do it the next round. You guys don't want me to refresh when there's like potential of full weapons against each other, right? Eco round, if we miss an eco round, it's not the end of the world. It's pretty obvious what's going to happen. Either way. Again, Calmness gets back onto the battlefield. C's just caught a glimpse. A millimetre of a shoulder peeking out, and he converts that into a frag. Very nicely done by him. Up in the apps, he's proven to be an absolute terror for NaVi up there. And EnVyUs looking to try and execute onto the A side, but there are 3 players here. And Edward is lurking around short as well, so he can easily wrap himself around and get that spray through connector if needs be. Beautiful shot from C's to open things up, though. keniS going to be peeking on through. They may try and flash out beforehand, see if he can get the drop on somebody. Maniac's going to be peeking at the same time. Doesn't get it. On to Zeus. And now it's Apex, who has to do everything by himself. Somehow scampers away through the wall to survive, to live to fight another day. But there is Guardian. And is this going to be the eco we're looking for? I think it could be. Boom. It's the eco. Let's go. Let's see how fast we can reconnect. Come on, PC. Don't let me down. You're on show. There's a lot of people watching that want to see this round. Don't let us down. do it. I believe. I believe. And it's been fixed, boys and girls. It has been fixed. He missed nothing. Well done, PC. Just tapped him. Here we go, anyway. Now that all those problems have been fixed. Other than NBK sound issue. But that's... It seems we're going to have that issue for the end of time. Saved. Kappa Ross in chat, please. Thanks. Here we go. Guardians heard a lot of movement. And there's the first frag. And Edward has spotted himself a couple players as well. He is still hiding in ladder room as C's is now going to open up with the open. Pretty much a flawless round there from NaVi's perspective. Everything went the way they were hoping for. Yes, it's an eco from EnVyUs. Yes, you're not expecting them to clutch that round, but still. NaVi's still playing that one to perfection. And again, here's the UMP in play, as we've seen a couple of times already today. Another force from EnVyUs, man. I feel like a lot of teams in this kind of situation go for Tech 9 armor, kind of half buy, so they can afford again next round. I mean, it can work with this kind of setup, but you're leaving yourself very thin on grenades. You're leaving yourself with just 2 Galils and an AK for firepower. Let's see, however, if this is going to work for Team EnVyUs, if they can execute onto these sites right now. Grenades are landing thick and fast on the site. Flashbangs forces Guardian to go back into connector, but he got Zeus there as well. They're almost trying to watch each other's back. kioShiMa gets the frag, but he gets traded out almost instantly. Bomb has been planted. MBK's in a decent spot, but he's given his position away as he taps across the flamie, who is in CT boxes. And Kenny S is going to be peeking around aggressively. Catches Edward off guard. Zeus was very low as well. That's a really nice Molotov, though. That beautiful Molotov. I've got to say, that was pixel perfect. Let's see if Kenny can get it done. 1 kill, 2 kill. Zeus is low. Just 1 bullet's going to finish this one, and Kenny S still can't get it done, but he's wasting time. Finally gets it, and Kenny S clutches the 1v3. Just as I was calling out that I'm not sure if that force buy was worthwhile, get proved completely wrong as Kenny S puts on a clinical display. That Molotov was beautiful into Palace. It wrecked MBK. But take nothing away from Kenny S. Fantastic clutch. A bit awkward at the end, but a win's a win. It doesn't matter how it comes. Look at this fast push now from Team EnVyUs, really mixing it up. Guardian's not going to get caught though. Or at least not for the first frag. He will secure that for himself. Edward again, this is a beautiful crossfire. Zeus was just waiting. Nearly gets himself a second as well. We'll get the assist onto that one. Kenny S rattles out the AWP shot from connector. Instantly that forces the smoke out from Zeus. Oh dear. Kenny S gets hunted down. And Zeus the Prowler will take out the kill. And the AWP and probably drop that across the Guardian, I assume. There we go. Can I confirm Kenny S is a hacker? No, because he doesn't cheat. What are you basing that from? That 1v3 clutch? No, it's just good play. Please tell me that's a troll. Please. I don't want to have my faith in humanity drop down even further than it is right now. kioShiMa was trying to sell the fake, I originally thought, but he just goes out by himself. So, a bit of a head-scratching moment. I guess he had a decent spawn, so he was hoping he could catch when the CT's off. But really, his death doesn't accomplish anything for Team EnVyUs now. How has MBK got through there and picked himself up a kill? Oh, man. I have no idea how that happened. Just waiting in mid. EnVyUs. Has came out, but they have no flashes or anything, so they're real out baiting out NaVi for frags just like that, and I'm a bit surprised that Guardian would fall for that, because they have the weaponry advantage. All they have to do is just wait, really, and a kill would have been theirs. So that's actually quite a costly death, because I don't think they can get to the AWP. They were trying to jump up there to get the AWP for themselves, and it doesn't look like it's much, because they still win the round, but that forces a rebuy, and you can see the effect that has on the economy of NaVi. So if they end up losing a lot of weapons here, or even getting straight up force port and lose, they could be back into an eco. Those kind of mistakes can cost so big for teams. the execute again. Almost an identical buy up to last time. 2 Galils, a couple Tech 9s, and AK-47. This time flamie goes aggressively with Edward, and will pick up the frags as Team EnVyUs were waiting to go for that execute. Zeus is holding the close angle. He's going to be pulling himself back onto the balcony. He's gone looking again. The flash comes in. It's not going to connect on MBK. That's why it's such a good position, just hiding behind that small alcove. It blocks the majority of that flashbang. The Guardian's there to answer back anyway with his AWP. So all for nothing really for the T's. His force not working. They will have round loss coming up though. kioShiMa gets the frag. He's going to convert that into an M4A4 as well. So this round still isn't quite over just yet for EnVyUs. They have a smoke and a flashbang. If they can land that smoke around jungle, things could get quite interesting. They don't have the time to rotate onto the B side now, but they're still trying to play the mind games, hoping that NaVi stack 2 players on B instead. That's not really going to happen, however. Guardian's been tagged down very low, and now it's Edward's time to shine, and he whiffs it! Fortunately for him, though, Guardian is there to pick up the pieces. And there we go, beautiful shot onto Maniac. Looking a bit sketchy, though, for NaVi for a couple seconds there. And with the round loss, they could go for Tech 9 armor, half bite, and have enough for AKs next round if they so choose. Or indeed the Deagle. We have seen Deagle picked up a bunch of times for EnVyUs. Apex have been using that MBK as well. Oh dear. If EnVyUs push right here, right now, this could be an absolute slaughter. They can get straight through onto their site. flamie spins around, but it's a team kill to kioShiMa. I think he actually killed flamie through kioShiMa's head. A trick shot, if ever you've seen one. But maybe now's not the time or place. Apex is still alive. There's one headshot and a second as well. He's still in this round, but he will be chased down from Zeus. That's so unfortunate, but hey, we got it. The double deke. So this is what I was talking about before. They go for the half bite. They now have enough for an AWP and plenty of AKs with full grenades. It's one of the main or major tests that NaVi have really had to deal with. A lot of these have been kind of half buys or quite poor force buys. So finally, we've got another AWP in the hands of Kenny S. And it looks like it's business as usual for the CTs, or maybe not. The trades are going back in the terrorist favour. Zeus tries to pull the smoke out. The screen is pulled back onto the site, and now it's on flamie. He's got the spray down perfectly. 2 players out for him. Meanwhile, Maniac pushes up ramp and delivers the fatal blow onto flamie, which leaves C's in a 1-on-2. He has to push up through here. Has heard the noise of Kenny S. Oh man. Get Shrek'd, C's. I don't know if Kenny S maybe saw his gun sticking through the smoke, or if that was just a pure random shot through the smoke as he heard C's running up, but regardless, the end result is the same. EnVyUs have picked up their 4th round. And NaVi will have pistol upgrades, and that's about it. And they are going to be stacking on the A sides. They are trying to mix it up here. C's is going in first with the USP. I think it was Edward we saw get 2 USP headshots from Hot Dog earlier. On train, which was just disgusting. So Guardian's going to pick himself up for 1 kill. They know that he's in Palace. There's a preemptive spray from MBK. And it's going to work, but now flamie from the shadows not only gets the kill, but an AK as well. And Kenny S. once again. And he's going to take down the final frag. So, far from an ideal buy for NaVi going through into the last round of the half. They've already expended the majority of their grenades as well. All their grenades, barring just the flashbang, have been used to stop the initial charge in from EnVyUs. And if EnVyUs just bide their time and wait right now, they should have pretty much a free execute on whichever site they want. That's a pretty big kill. Edward will be picking up for himself. Zeus peeks out as well. Pure timing kills from NaVi. You hate to see it from EnVyUs' perspective. But that timing could not have been better. Guardian also opens his account into this round as kioShiMa answers back. MBK as well. And another round goes down to a 2-on-2. Bomb is dropped out in mid. I'm not sure if the CTs realise this though. I think it was Guardian that got that kill. Judging from the positions of the CTs, they seem to realise it as well. So it is on short. Now we can start to see that Edward is going to take the initiative. When you've only got 5 HP, sometimes trying to be as random as possible can win your team the round. In a straight up firefight, the chances of you winning are very, very small. But it's going to be on this man, so I'm going to jump on board with Seized. He hears the noise coming at him. He's got the preemptive strike ready for himself and does deliver the fatal blow into kioShiMa. The bomb is being planted right now from NBK. He fakes the jump, but NBK sticks on the site. Balls of steel for him. Will be picking up his first frag, and now it's all down to Edward. He doesn't have a defuse kit, but still plenty time to play with from his perspective. NBK is in a peek round the corner, gets tagged, but spins on a sixpence and delivers it to Edward. EnVyUs do draw us back to a 9-6, which all things considered, pretty decent halftime scoreline for them. It was looking like they could be going out very, very convincingly on this map. It was 9-3 at one point, and they got the last 3 rounds to take us into 9-6. Guardian, 20 for 8. $17 for 10 for flamie. Top fraggers, joint for Kenny S and kioShiMa. So no one really stepping up to the plate necessarily on EnVyUs. It's just been a case of getting a couple of forced by eco rounds that have been going their way. But typically the rounds they won, they pretty much all died anyway. Another super important round here for NaVi coming up. As indeed it is with Team EnVyUs as well. This is their chance to start to move further and further ahead, get closer to that elusive finish line. EnVyUs will be desperate to pull them back. They never really got an economy building up when the roles were reversed EnVyUs, so they'll be desperate to get that on the CT side. As calm and relaxed as you like from NaVi though. Look at how split up their entire team is. Player Palace, player on ramp, a couple players in underpass, one short as well. Kenny S is going to open up, he gets picked off though. There is a second player in ladder room who may be tempted to drop down and try and deliver a couple of frags, and maybe too little too late. Edward's being tagged up, Guardian is going to be falling, and now Zeus pushes in. Maniac! Was he trying to change weapons? I swear I saw him with his knife out, stabbing the ground. Brutal. Apex, meanwhile, with 2 kills, and there's kioShiMa, so EnVyUs do drag it back. You guys are ridiculous. So now they're going for a force here. 3 Kevlar's Molotov in the hands of Guardian. It's going to be interesting to see where he throws that. Plus a smoke. Well, 3 smokes in actuality. So they can smoke the choke points of a site and try and just force on through. That's the key frag though. kioShiMa goes looking at the worst possible second, and now Seized pops up as well. This is terrible for EnVyUs. They've already lost 3 players, just 2 FAMASs remain, and no real means of retaking the site. So, if NaVi just force on through here, they could potentially get a couple more weapons for themselves and totally turn the tides on EnVyUs. And I stressed before how important it was for EnVyUs to get a solid start on this half. Otherwise, their economy is just going to go down the toilet, as will their hopes of getting Mirage. NBK's there. Gets an A4 for himself as well. And does at least pick himself another frag. And may very well save this weapon. What is going on with GoTV? Hello, just sticks on a body, as you do. Zeus, however, is there to pick up NBK finally. A weapon was saved from EnVyUs, but only for Mass for Maniac. And meanwhile, NaVi can easily buy up for this round and just try and cruise through again. Pretty surprised that EnVyUs would be caught like that, to be completely honest with you. kioShiMa gets caught first, pushing into Palace, and from there on in, it opens up the options for NaVi tenfold. And you saw, you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. Now looking to push in, but NBK again with the deagle as the slow peek comes in from Edward. No flashes, nothing to allow him to push through there. flamie However, we'll just drop down from the apps and deliver the shot onto MBK. There's really nothing MBK could do about that. He was still worried about someone coming through short. He didn't really have anyone else there that was helping him out either on the site. And now the last two remaining players for EnVyUs. Winner features keniS, and we've already seen him pull off a clutch in similar circumstances to this, but asking for another one may be a bit too much. EnVyUs already with the force buys. Not deciding to tap out and get a solid buy with maybe an AWP in the next round. They're putting a lot of emphasis into this round, the 19th, with a scout on NBK. We've seen him do this a bunch of times in the past. He's likely just going to keep jumping up from the van into B-apps and see if he can land himself the headshot, which is exactly what he's doing right now. We've seen him do this so many times in the past and be very successful doing just this. The trades going back and forth, and the pistols very nearly paying out dividends for NaVi, but flamie and Edward are there to clean it up, and now it's all on that man. The scouter himself, Mr. NBK. Now, this could be a headshot. Oh, flamie just lands it. Ridiculous shot there, but to be fair, they know that NBK is the B player. There's a pretty high chance he's going to be on short at that particular time. So it's just good game sense, good calls, but still, to land the headshot is a whole different thing altogether. And I was originally thinking that maybe it's NBK that can just land that scout. You know, and destroy. We've got a couple players surfing now. Brilliant. Just love to see it. kioShiMa and Apex surfing into battle. I guess there's worse ways to travel into battle than that. Guardian's UMP though. He's there, but so are EnVyUs. 5-7s again. Just so potent, so powerful in this game. I feel like this game really has been, like, if you're going to summarize it, just pistols. Both teams have got so many pistol frags with the Tech 9 and 5-7s. P250's been huge in the likes of Guardian as well. So many force buy and ecos have paid off for both teams. It's crazy. It's been madness. Absolute madness. Let's look at C's then. He's the guy in the 1v2. The bomb drop just behind him. He can't regain this, but he's very worried in case someone's on short. There could be player in connector as well. Of course, we have the benefit of being able to see there isn't, but he has to check every single corner here. He can't afford to be careless, and he has the time to do it. If we were talking about 15 seconds, he's just charging straight in as he peeks again, but keniS is there. Ridiculous reaction speed as well. If you're expecting someone to come around the corner, that would have still been a pretty nice shot, but you have no idea where C's is coming from, and that was almost instantaneous. As soon as C's head comes around the corner, it's taken clean off his shoulders. Pretty ridiculous. Oh, keniS goes for the aggressive peek in Palace. That is extremely ballsy, and he nearly pays for it with his life. So yeah, it's just pretty much raw reaction speed, honestly, that Kenny kill in the previous round. It's not something you can really teach. You either have it or you don't. And Kenny certainly does have it. Another player that has it is Guardian, who has himself an AWP in this round. So the two AWPers will be looking to go to town and try and see if they can put the odds, stack the odds in their team's favour. Another extremely slow round from NaVi. They have had their fair share of rush rounds though so far in this best of 3. And Cobblestone and Train are actually faster than I've seen them in quite a long time. I'm looking for the more aggressive pushes. Flash through into connector, but it could very well be Maniac. That's the man. I just switched across to him because I was thinking he could be the guy to pick up a hatful of frags, but it's actually Guardian that gets the upper hand with the AWP. So you actually have to aim in and shoot him in the blink of an eye. Maniac will be disappointed. That kill could have pretty much turned the tide of this round in the favour of EnVyUs. As it stands though, keniS is trying to fend off this 1 versus 4. Second frag for him. Can he go any further though? I think Guardian probably just caught a glimpse of him. He definitely made enough noise for Cease to hear. Lights out for EnVyUs. NaVi move one step closer, and look at that economy. Let's have a look at the scoreboard as well. So he's performing. Guardian 27 for 13. He's just stomping ahead of the rest of the pack. flamie's Also helping him out, it must be said, 22 frags to his name. Nobody's broke the 20 bomb just yet on EnVyUs. And now NaVi looking for another execute onto the A side. Guardian's going to peek first with the AWP, going to try and scout out the area, see what he can get spotted. flamie though with the entry frag, very nicely done. Apex just peeked out a tiny bit too far. And again, it's the issue, you kind of have to when you've got a lack of grenades and you can't stop this push or retake. You have to go for those risks. And unfortunately, every single risk that EnVyUs are going for is not paying off. There we go, there's the first one. kioShiMa finally breaks the duck, breaks the curse for EnVyUs. Here comes the push, and kennyS has picked up one. Looking for a second kill, can't get it done. Just two surrounded by angry terrorists, and suddenly out of nowhere, kioShiMa nearly clutches it for his team. In a 1v3, took down two, did heavy damage to the third. But unfortunately for EnVyUs, it wasn't enough. And now they are into a force buy. And this is pretty much go big or go home. Sink or swim for EnVyUs. If they lose this, there is simply put a mountain to climb. To be fair, even if they win this, it's still a pretty steep climb ahead of them. But winning this round is absolutely vital to their survival. Again, it's NBK with his scout that's going to be rocking out over on the B apps area. Last time he did this, no luck. In actual fact, A site was crushed and he had to try and retake with a scout. Ended up getting wrecked on short from, I think it was flamie in the end. So they're going to try and stack accordingly and say, okay, well, NBK couldn't do anything last time, let's try and play aggressively elsewhere. But Apex is in underpass looking up mid while no one has his back. That is as easy a frag as Caesar's had all day. Happy little mountain. And it's pretty much the similar result as well, almost a carbon copy. Getting deja vu here. NBK this time, again, on short, trying to get work done. Two players stacking up for him, does land the first, but the second player is there to pick him off. 15-8. What do you say, guys? What can you possibly say? kennyS tries to push in, gets just decimated as soon as he does so. And he's done that a few times, even with the AWP. He's peaked Palace soon and quickly. This time NaVi were having none of it. And of course the fact that he had a 5-7 is pretty much going to summarise exactly the situation that befalls EnVyUs, and that is a very sad one. Edward now trying to get himself into mid window. He hears the noise of the great being pops. NBK is the last player trying to save this for his team. There's the first frag. He's going to have to go for better. There is going to be a player coming down to his right hand side. That's Zeus. And that's it. NaVi come back from a 1-0 deficit to take it to 2-1 and win this best of 3. Some would say that's a pretty huge upset. I would definitely agree with them. But